That's one of the challenges of having foresight, is like foresight in that you kind of know what's coming. It's not specific, but you know in general what's coming. And is kind of that kind of inner wish that things would happen now.
They are.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's so much that we wish it happened now. I think we wish it already happened.
Maybe that, yeah. Yeah.
Meaning that it's completed. We could look back and see it, meaning that it's already done. I don't know. That's just how I think of it. I know
Yeah.
I'm with you in terms of feeling, seeing, wanting something and wanting it faster than it's being delivered.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the pattern, the temptation is to push it, is to think that we can push it, think that we can influence it any more than an obvious action.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with that, I think that catches up Pascal and invites him in.
Yeah. Good morning, Pascal.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Craig is more. And I'm serving.
Craig is more and you're serving?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how we are today.
And so in my serving today is serving why people may not be able to have what they want. And it's in the wanting is in the healthy, is like losing weight, right? Like an ideal weight, healthy. There's a disease, there's a diagnosis, or there's an addiction. And all of that is damaging, hurting, harming this body. And what those are just patterns that are playing in our body that we don't know how to let go of. That's my serving today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would add to this, it's because we don't know who we are.
Yeah. How does one discover that? Or
I'm laughing because that was what I was referring to when I was saying more. I'm more of my true self today. So that's a good question. That's the question. I wonder how we find out who we are. Yeah.
yes, because there's a now. It's like who we are now is attaching to an identity of the past from the past. And we're so often we feel trapped in that, contained.
Yeah. Constricted by it.
Yeah. And we present it, we continue to represent it every moment of now, wanting to change it. wanting something different. It comes back to that wanting to force it, Craig.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the I don't want to be gets so big that you want to force something else. Yeah, and that's not just around identity either.
And because we've learned to put attention and focus on our words, I don't just rolls off of and is included in so many of our statements and our thinking. That is the automatic to be aware of. That is the pattern, the addiction.
We've also been taught to put attention on what we don't want.
Yeah. I call that avoiding. Both
Yeah.
of those are two great awarenesses that keep us from our true self. Keep true self hidden.
Wow, I just felt something release in my lower spine just now. Wow, that's fascinating.
And so in the I don't and avoiding what we want as those two things, how we know how we can reveal them, the unconscious, the way these ones is foresight, which you spoke earlier, it's to anticipate, to go into the future, to imagine. There's our opening our true self up is through the imagination, is through curiosity, is through could. And so imagining living in a healthy body, the ideal weight without substances, enjoying life. And as we practice that foresight, that anticipation, that what could be possible, those patterns why we can't be that, why we can't have that, why we can't do that pop up, reveal themselves, and we just examine, are they true? And when we practice that, we release, like that, Craig, noticing where things release in our body. It's releasing things why we can't. It removes the resistance to what we want. So new action is possible. Progress towards it is possible in the next moment. And then that statement, when the resistance, when the resistance is revealed, how could I have that now? How could I be that? And just the focus on the next step towards it, through that next step, towards that end result. That's how simple, easy, and silly it is.
Yeah, and one way to have it now is to imagine it. That's his one guarantee way that you can have it now.
Hmm.
You might not see it physically, but you'll see it in your mind.
And what does that build when you do that, Pascal?
It opens the door for God's creation. You make it possible for yourself.
New patterns replacing the old patterns.
That's what we mean by going multidimensional. Because the truth is, beyond space and time, that already exists. It's already manifested. So the question is when does it come into space and time? When does it show up in the lower dimensions?
Only after we focus on that and take enough action, new action, different habits towards it.
5D inspired action.
Mhm. Because where your focus is where you're going.
Yeah. There's a scripture that says, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
And as soon as you say treasure, I bring that around success and money and worldly material things, because that's how I lived most of my life.
Yeah.
It works with that too, but not the way we think.
Yeah, what I'm getting from that is that treasure is actually established in 5D. And then it shows up in the lower dimensions.
If I were to translate that to this word, I would say the invisible, such as the thought of the intention of where I'm going into the future.
Yes.
And feeding that intention, focusing that intention, that desire creates the actions towards it. And eventually we experience it here. It's like bringing it down, pulling ourselves towards it, or pulling on a rope, bringing it to us is the action to eventually experience it in the now.
Yeah, and your physical heart magnet is already pulling it.
And so if there's a weight someone wants to be at, yeah, nothing more than just anticipating, visualizing, imagining, being it now, and living life like that. That takes focus, that takes intention.
It also takes time.
It takes time. Hmm. Only 6 months. Yeah, I mean, man, 150 pounds for employee Kevin.
Wow.
And not only is that, but everything, well, almost everything is much better in his life. The invisible things, the marriage, his health, his body, he's feeling better, doing more, chasing, opening up even more of who he is, what he wants. So I celebrate that. And
Get
everyone
back to
has
alignment.
that everyone has that power inside of them when they see it, when they feel it, when they given permission to discover it, rediscover it. That's my service for this morning.
Yeah.
We don't realize how much of the powerlessness grips our lives, especially wrapped up in food addictions, drugs, alcohol addictions, how much it just masks, covers up, hides the pain, the true self. And what we're really doing is trying to run from the pain. wash it away, hide it.
Cover it up.
Yeah, rather than seeing it and stepping through it, it's the only way to let it go. It's the only way to heal. Good. So the next half hour is on healing. Healing our inner self, our true self, our passion, our peace, our power, our purpose.
Oh, I just got this around healing. Healing happens by direct access to health. Or you could say healthiness. You create a direct link to healthiness.
And so we imagine it's a real experience, like experience healthiness.
Yeah. Yeah, and take the time to experience healthiness in a really deep way. In that whole imaginary realm.
We can talk about it or we can do it. And when we do it, we create the space. It makes it easier for others to step into it, to experience it. And it compels them. It gives them a piece of momentum for themselves.
Yeah, it shows us what's possible. You know, most people, like, they're not ready to be the first one of doing it. But if it can be shown that someone's done that, then that's all they need. Just like your buddy Kevin, right? If someone sees that, then be like, and it's struggling with losing weight the same way, you'd be like, oh, well, that's what's possible. So it's just a little push.
Mm-hmm. Such as he took the first step, then his wife, his father-in-law, mother-in-law, they all took steps too.
Oh yeah, nice. So he's making a movement.
Yeah.
So what did he actually focus on in the first place?
Healthy. being healthy, choosing to be healthy,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
avoiding anything, not avoiding all the junk food. That's typically where people go. And so if he were to focus on avoiding the junk food, what do you want is more junk food. So if you focus on being healthy, what will you want? More healthy. So that's what we can share with people, is to focus on healthy, because if we're healthy, all those things we spoke about fall underneath of being. Do you see being? Be healthy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And to remember, it's always a choice. Like, I choose, I could choose healthy. And when we experience that and say that out loud, it reveals the resistance to having it, to being it, to doing it. So I'll say mine. I choose to be healthy. I choose to be whole and healthy. There was an inside of me that said, no, I needed to add whole. So I did. I chose a new one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep focusing on that as you guys share yours. That will build momentum. That will gather the energy that, as each of us keep adding layers to it. Well, and I'm going to use my anchor. I've got it on this finger. It's my shortcut. It's like anytime I want to choose to be whole and healthy, I do this. And it takes me back to that intention. And then I let it go when I'm there. It's called an anchor. It's called an anchor.
Oh, wow. I choose to be healthy and complete.
I asked, what am I doing? Healthy, complete, and whole. And I got a child jumping up and down, celebrating, just being active, dancing, excited. And you'll tell how good your focus is if you could stay in the end result with the blinkers going on.
Yeah.
That's focus. That's focus. How well are you practiced at focusing? I was being
Yeah,
told
like-
out of it.
Can't believe, like, yeah, like I said yesterday, like how much I'm distracted. It's, and the only way I could see it is really by being focused of being present. Otherwise, I wouldn't see it.
What did you notice keeps you from being present?
What did I notice?
Because it's everyone has their pattern, and when they can see their pattern, they can begin to change it.
Well, what I notice when I'm present, it's like there's no, it's like almost there's no emotion. There's no anxiety, there's no anger, there's no, it's just a sense of peace.
And so what did you notice keeps you from that peace?
What keeps me away from peace?
Mm-hmm. Or when you notice you're out of it, right? And then it's like, oh, I want to bring myself back. What do you notice is happening for you?
I would say I follow my thoughts.
Yes, good.
Mm.
Thinking ego mind. The words are just running crazy in our heads, and we're not at peace. See, all of that is going to be the same for people, but everyone will be different in uniquely what their thought pattern is that constantly runs.
Yeah.
So it's separating the thoughts and the feelings intentionally. So you're separating the feeling of peace and the thoughts that are keeping you from it. So you can look at two things. You can say, oh, I want the peace. Why don't I have it? Or you can say, and then it's like, oh, why I can't is because of these thoughts. Ah, interesting. And so when I'm in those thoughts, when I'm focusing on those thoughts, or I'm unaware of those thoughts, what feeling do I have? And it's always the opposite of what the feeling you want.
Right.
So what's opposite of peace for you, Pascal?
Anxious.
Yeah, anxiety, we call it.
Yeah, it's
So
constricted.
yeah, limited, right? It's
Yeah.
sucking energy away. It's not expanding, it's contracting. I felt a release in that. Thank you. And it was right here at the base of my heart. Ooh, and I just noticed I could breathe better. Well, see, that's part of being healthy.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing, you didn't have to do anything.
Just our focus, our intention, our awareness. Yeah. So we did something out of everything else, but we did that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing I realized is like how much I want to do.
Good. That is what
But
I was going to next. Yeah.
yeah, and it brought me like to stress and
Yeah.
you know what's next,
And the only thing to do is to say the intention out loud. And then back to your question, Craig. I wonder how I could have that now. Well, I choose to be whole and healthy. I just notice it's different now because I released that spot. You all contributed to me. So it's now different.
Yeah, I choose to stay healthy and energetic. Because I'm already healthy.
Yes, we are. And we'll tend to want to rush and force the answer or the action. The do. That's fine. The most important thing is to bring back the pattern to I am healthy. I am healthier now than I just was. Every moment of now is just a step towards healthier. Even if we fall off, even if I go have my cup of coffee that is not healthy. It's my choice.
Who said it's not healthy?
Some would think it isn't, and I use it as an example.
Yeah.
Expectations, yeah, that brings in a whole nother degree of expectations. Same with the word stay. It's like, it works, it's perfect, it's great practice, but that will change. We're always changing. Just depends on what direction. What direction do we intend it to change to? So wrapping up that hour.
But yeah, well, everything in large quantity is unhealthy. You know. So, but if you have a cup of coffee, you know, I don't think it's unhealthy, right? Like it's just like, but yeah, some people will say it's unhealthy, and like say for green tea, say people think it's the most healthy thing you can drink, and I will say the opposite, right? So because it's the plant that's been led with pesticide the most, they get absorbed like so much chemical. So, you know, it's, but if you say it's healthy, you think it's healthy, and then you read it's healthy, then it's healthy for you, right? But for me, because I read this, or I learned this, or I feel that it doesn't work for my body, then it's not, right? So it's whatever works for you.
And I give you permission to change it.
Yeah. But I heard that 2 times now, that everything is a permission slip. So for me, say, let's call it disease. So like the body is not at ease. And for me to bring back the ease in the body, I say, I need to have my green juice. But I give permission to my body to heal because I'm giving like green juice. Someone else would say, I need to go on a carnivore diet, no sugar. And that's their permission slip. Who's right? Nobody. You know, everybody has their own way of healing, but the truth of the matter, we know about placebo, that it's not the pill that heals. It's the body that heals itself. So, you know, I used to be a vitamin junkie. And, you know, is it worse than being on prescription junkie? Yeah, I think so. But it's still like an addiction of like, oh, do I have to have my vitamin C, this, D, or anything like this? But now I realize that like I function better without it. Because what I think, and it's just my personal opinion, if say like you're boosting your because the whole body is a pharmacy. It produces whatever you need. But if say I bring like say vitamin B every day in my body, then the body's like, oh wow, I don't need to produce vitamin B. You're bringing from another source. And then it kind of shuts down that path, right? I'm not saying like you should stop everything and like, but in a way, like it comes back to listen to your body, right? Do I need this or I didn't need that? But not just taking things because someone says it's healthy. Yeah, listening or inner guidance.
Yeah, we know from muscle testing that your body will tell you what it needs if you ask it.
Mm-hmm.
That is, muscle testing is a version of listening, asking a question and listening to your body's response.
Exactly.
Just like when I said my choice, my body said, no, you left out whole. That's a further version of a yes and no, which is where most people aren't capable of. They are capable of, but they ignore their body's yes and no.
Yeah, it's a yes and. Actually.
Which is another level above that's a yes and that's a no, which is where most people need to start. Keep saying yes, keep doing and saying yes to the yeses, and avoid the no's. The I can'ts. Well, why not? We call it taking our power back. Granting authority to our true inner self. Aligning with peace, passion, power, and purpose. Living a life we love, health and vital, true nature and purpose, and as a powerful creator. That's a pretty strong foundation.
Allowing your inner self to inform you,
Yes.
to bring your truth into form.
Right.
Yeah, listen and
Physical
take
form.
action.
Yep. Physical form by listening to the body and taking the action. That brings it into form. The action and the experience of it brings it into form. Each of us as powerful creators, that is what we do.
Yeah, and I just got this too. It's emotional energy that does that.
Yes. We are here to experience, and what we want to experience are the emotions of it. Good and bad emotions. We don't always want to be happy.
No, but we always want to be utilizing that emotional energy, however it shows up.
We don't want that emotions to control us. We want to be able to express them as they are. That is the experience of it. That is the purpose, my view of the purpose of life.
The emotional energy actually serves us.
Mhm. And when we were younger, that emotional energy was too much. And so we did everything we could to get away from it, to hide from it, to bottle it up. And now the inner self is just wanting to come back out and play. You gotta open the door. Quiet the mind and open the door. Choose what you want, where you want to be, and imagine happiness and experience it in the moment because you can. And then that energy, that emotion carries you, builds the momentum to it. And along the way, you're going to have to experience things because it will always be a challenge. Doing something new, going for what you want, creating something, bringing something into form that isn't formed yet. People will tell you you can't do it. Great. All that matters is what you listen to. If we let that or them inform us, or our emotions, our vision, our passion inform us. So that was serving health, serving truth, serving passion, listening to ourselves is the greatest service we could do for ourselves and for everyone around us. And what that it looks like on the outside is people would say, oh, that's changing our patterns, changing our habits, changing our automatics. It's like, yeah, it's just putting new ones in the places. So Craig, how was that more?
Oh, it's a lot more.
Do you want more?
Of course. Always.
Yeah, same here. It's like I'm drinking from a fire hose, but I want more.
And I want to
I
hear
cannot
for
take it all
your,
in, but I want more.
and for your intentions, and I want to like your purposes for here. That's also space to share that.
Yeah.
So what that meant is, Craig, you came with more of your inner self, more of letting it out, like for whatever it was. And it's like, oh, there's an hour that we spent creating something together.
Yeah.
And so now we're at a different space in time. We're different. We've changed.
Yeah, we made the time transformational.
And we combined, we collaborated, we created together. So we built, the intention was to bring the momentum together. Focus it. Amplify it.
Yeah. That's a good word. Amplified.
Yeah, I like that one too. Generate more.
So knowing that our thoughts pull us away from our peace, from our center. It's to become aware of those thoughts so that we can see them before they take us down that rabbit hole. For me, like meditation or focusing on the breath, which is, I find, the easiest, and just noticing where my thoughts go, and then let them like come back to focusing on my breathing. And then my thoughts will go somewhere, and then I'll realize, become aware, and bring it back to, oh yeah, my breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Eyes closed is best because it reduces my distractions. So if someone can do that at least 3 times a day, five minutes, 3 minutes, you'll become aware of those thought patterns, and you'll realize there's only 2 or 3 of them that pull you out of center. It may feel like so many of them, but it's only 2 or 3 themes.
Yeah, in my
And
opinion, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And you want to be practiced before the situation comes up that causes that anxiety. So you practice when you're peaceful, when it's calm, when things are good, you practice then so that when shit hits the fan, you can center. And when you can center, you see choices to get around it, out of it, through it. And that's where the power's at. So thanks, Pascal.
No worries. Yeah, well, I would say for me, what works is like when I'm stressed, anxiety, or that's when I practice meditation.
Good. Yes. I don't think that's where you want to start. Yeah, I don't think you want to start doing it when you're at that position. That's kind of what I mean.
Yeah. For me, I do, but it's the hardest for sure.
I say it is the best way to do it. Yes.
Right, but it's the most growth. Right, because if you can, it's easy to manage like meditation when you're calm, but it's when, like you said, like when like shit hits the fan, and be in a meditative state.
Yes.
That's where your power is, right?
Yes.
Because it's easy to be happy when everybody's are happy.
Yep. It's
but when
true.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's about being in the creative space for as long as I can stay there, practicing the discipline of that.
Yes. And so people may not know what is a creative, how do you know you're in a creative space? And So that's to give them context. So it's this, it's not that.
Uh, it's what we were talking about earlier in this conversation. It's about being in that imagination space, being in there. So we were using health, a thing like that. So focusing on health and the meaning of that, and the meaning of health and what it feels like, and letting that concept expand in our awareness, and staying in that space, letting it just keeping our focus there and giving it space to grow itself.
It's the expansive emotion. It's to the future. It's where we're going. It's what we want. So it's potential.
Yeah. So it's like zeroing in on the potential, on what could be. It's that state of wonder. Wonder what could.
I'm going to circle back to Pascal, and it's like when those challenging moments happen, or we find ourselves beating ourselves up or tearing ourselves down, blaming, judging, negative. We feel like shit, we're worthless, we don't have a damn, it's like just, I can't, the negative, the other side of it, Craig, right? The other side of it, the limiting side of it, is to notice that and come back to neutral, come back to center, and just, and that is, we only learn that skill by the more we practice doing it.
Correct.
And so when when shit hits the fan around you, what we can do, that's the moment to say, look how much I've learned. Look at my practice. This is where I was. This is where I'm at now. And I do agree, the best way in those situations is to notice that, boom, I'm going towards my anger, I'm going towards my frustration. That triggered me because it always will. And then how fast can I bring it back down to neutral?
Yeah.
That's the only way can I see it clearly. And you can't rush that, huh, Craig?
Well, no.
You can just practice with it.
And just practice it. Yeah.
Oh, Pascal. You can't push that harder.
That's why I enjoy these morning sessions, is because we're practicing together. It's a heck of a lot easier.
Yes.
Practice it with someone else.
Yeah, we're opening
Do
up.
it by yourself. Yeah. We're establishing, as we practice, we're establishing new patterns around our responses to what happens.
That's right.
New response patterns.
And we have 6 months of situations that caused us to go certain ways, that has us arrive where we're at today.
Yeah. Those crescendos. or a synthesis, as I like to call them.
Yeah, we're all learning that we're all different, but essentially we all want the same thing.
Yeah, that's interesting. And what is that? What is the same thing that we all want, Pascal?
Being at peace, being happy, fulfill. Yeah, fulfilling life is a big one for me. Meaningful. Having a purpose. What else? Connection. It's like our basic needs. We want to be healthy, right? Or stay healthy.
Yeah, so I'd say we all want to love our life.
Yeah,
We all want health and vitality. We want to express our true nature, and we want to believe we're powerful creators. That's a great foundation to start with. Now, when we can believe that,
we want to
we
live,
can act from that.
live fully and completely. More life. Just want more life. More life energy, more life experience. More life fullness. More life fruitfulness. More life multiplication.
We want to play.
Yeah.
And who told us that we couldn't? Who told us that we can't? That was mine. And basically it was hard work, and hard work is not play.
Yeah, it has to be two separate things.
Oh. I just got this one. It's like we've been convinced that work and life are the same thing. Wow. Life and play are the same thing, but life and work sure as hell aren't.
That's right. And we can work hard and still play. It's all how we view it. It's how uniquely how we see it.
Yeah, yeah. But there's a whole
Win.
deep connotation around work, that idea, that whole concept. Morning.
That we've made up uniquely. Everyone is made up from their childhood to make sense of their world.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's the truth. It just means it's your truth. And
There's
the
your
difference
truth that's made up, and there's your truth that's actually truth.
That's right. And out of alignment is between those two.
Hard to tell the difference sometimes
Sure is.
without feedback.
Mhm.
It's easy
And
to
without
misinterpret
choice.
the feedback too.
And without thinking there's a choice, is it hard to see the difference? Which is why we keep doing the same thing over and over again, thinking that it'll change it at some point. That comes back to noticing, being aware of the thoughts that are constantly running your life. And you'll realize that there's 2 or 3 of the same thing over and over again, just different flavors of them. Way back to the beginning of awareness, as far back as I can take us. That's elementary. That was my serving this morning. Every time I say serving, the metaphor that comes to me is I'm playing a game of volleyball. And so I just, like, for the moment, I asked myself, it's like, why is it always volleyball? It's like, oh, because I hit it, I lob it over to you guys. You guys hit it back to me. It sucks playing volleyball by yourself. Or tennis, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, tennis
I've
is
done it.
worse.
It is. Only if you only if you have that board that'll somewhat hit
Yeah,
it back to you,
yeah.
like then it's
Yeah.
all right. But if you're
Right.
hitting up against the fence or the net, it sucks by yourself.
Yeah, you need a lot of balls.
Yeah.
And so part of that is, like, we've spoken about what we do here every morning for 190 some days now. It's like we come together, we gather together. We create intentions, we create visions, we create awareness, focus of the moment of now. We break through where we're at in the moment so that we can scatter and take the action. Every day. And then we gather again. And we do it together. I love it.
For me, this is the action.
It works too.
Yeah. The practice is the action.
And what I mean is that when we leave here, we gather somewhere else. That's because we're always gathering our lives with other lives. And we can break through in those other places, and then we just happen to come back to here again. But our commonality is this time. Our intersection is this time. And we all interact with different others in different capacities. And there's always a moment to gather, break through, and scatter with them as well. That is what creators, powerful creators do. Intentions and the action.
It's like a pretty good coaching model.
The intentions and the action to get there. The intentions, what would it feel like when I'm there, when I have it? How do I have it now? Leads to the action to take. That is the breakthrough. Because only the action demonstrates breaking through the limits, the reasons why you couldn't have it. So we're breaking through to what we want. And when we speak it out loud, it reveals what's in the way. Sometimes we can see that ourselves, and most of the time we need others, such as you guys, to say, oh, what's in that?
Yeah.
So that's how we help each other break through it so that we can move through it, step to the next one. In the right time, the right space, the right order. Flowing, not pushing. So you said it sounds like a good coaching model. Yeah, fill me in.
Well, gather, break through, and scatter.
Thank you. I was unaware of where I was, I guess. The fact that I just wanted to bring attention to it. It is. I think it is a great one.
A new education model.
Yeah.
The breakthrough, yeah, the breakthrough is an interesting part of that. Problem with setting a time limit to something that you might have to quit before the breakthrough happens. Or the breakthrough comes to light. It's a better way of putting it. Like, how many times has it happened on these sessions when we decided to break it up, And then something showed up that was quite profound. We ended up spending another 15 or half an hour here.
Right.
Yeah, like something opened up, right?
Well, what I've learned about creation is that setting the intention, and when we set a time to it, the creation will happen at the end of that time. So if the timeline is wide open, like for specific creations, right? If it's wide open, then the real aha moment won't come until the end of open time.
Oh, that's interesting.
So we can set the intention for 15 minutes, we're going to do this, and that 15 minutes, the breakthrough happens right at the end of that 15 minutes. So in a 2-hour session, right, we have 8 breakthroughs. Or you can wait for infinity for the breakthrough to happen. That's how I see time working. And probably one of the greatest feelings that I've picked up on working through here is when I'm complete. I don't look for it. I just, when it's there, it's like, oh, there it is.
Now I'm
For me.
I'm understanding some things around that.
And then I do different levels of completion. I've learned that one because it's when other people know that it's complete, then it changes, right? It adds things to it.
Yeah.
There's people who want to say things and then they feel like the times come in like, oh, then what you notice is the great inventions, the great creations come in that short time frame. But it also took all of the time before that to reveal them. That's the power of equal.
And when do you know you're complete?
I get the feeling. It's the same feeling. Just like anxiety feels the same for you, doesn't it?
Morning.
Peace feels the same for you. Happiness and joy feel a certain way for you. It's the same way.
Right.
I've just labeled it.
Mm.
And only when we label it are we aware of it. And here's the thing, people are only aware of 3 emotions for the most part: joy, anger, and sadness. It's like we can expand our vocabulary.
Joy, anger, and sadness.
Joy, frustration, mad, joy, mad, and sadness. Those are Brene Brown in her studies said most people can relate to 3 emotions. And we have all varieties of them inside of us, but we can only label them. We can only put those 3 into words, yet we experience thousands of different degrees of them. Which is when I say I choose to love my life has a different flavor, a different feeling than health and vitality. Different flavor than living my true nature, my true purpose, which has a different flavor than being a powerful creator. And it all started with, oh, what is that feeling? Oh, that one, it feels like completion. Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Why would it be that word out of all of them? That's the one that shows up. Like, why would I challenge that? Why would I push it away? Why would I ignore that? Why would I try and replace it with something else? Why would I not listen to that? And just like my mad, my angry, my frustration of working this alone created this space. Because Craig and I, we had a conversation around, wouldn't it be something if we could do this? Yeah, wonder how we could do it.
Morning.
Same thing. It's like it's like a, what is this feeling? What is this that I've got here? And it's like, oh, you're alone. Ah, I don't like that. So what does that mean? Ah, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do I do about it? Well, do this. Okay. Was that good? Most of the time, yeah. Why? I still don't know. I just don't want to be alone with it. It was too slow.
Uh, yeah. Oh, I just had a really interesting realization. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, you only see it from one perspective.
That's right.
That's what's slow.
The same one, the same perspective over and over again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's part of the reason why this is so why this is also fruitful.
Mhm.
Is because this MO that you've just described over the last 5 or 10 minutes is not my MO at all. I just realized that we're different energy types. And that's why getting together and sharing like this is so fruitful, is because we get to combine these energy perspectives into one place, and it's quite fascinating how powerful that is.
Mhm.
Gathering our energy.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of doing in my energy type. At least it's not the first thing. The first thing for me is about being and integrating, and expanding. Morning. But that's also my learning style too. So it's like, it's more about absorption.
And it's, what I'd say is, again, that fundamentally, we're all the same. Specifically, we're uniquely different.
Yes.
And what's fundamentally the same is you have a passion, you have a purpose, you have an intention, you have something you're bringing into existence. You do it your way. And that's uniquely you, and I have mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why it's not a one size fits all you at the specific level, but at the fundamental level, it is. And then the key is the combination. Because you can't bring the same elements to a fire to start it. If all three of us just showed up with kindling, we wouldn't have a fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody has to bring the fuel source, someone has to bring the spark, and someone has to bring the air. Fundamentally speaking.
Yeah.
And you'll notice that the intention was fire.
Yes.
Same thing, what we were working with is the intention of what do we want? Well, we want today was health and vitality. Today was away from the addictions. What's controlling my life? Why can't I have it? How to get out of those patterns? Or first part is better yet, how to become aware of them. No,
Yeah, now to break addiction by staying in it, staying in that tension.
such a good lesson, that tension. So many people want to get out of that tension, away from that tension, but it's only created in the tension. I noticed when I became aware that I wanted to get away from that uncomfortable, get out of that feeling. It's easy to get out of it. That is our patterns. But when we stay in that tension is when the creations happen.
Mm.
Yeah, same as meditation. You know, when it's uncomfortable, that's when you want to stay in it.
Hmm.
There's breakthrough in there.
Yes.
You know, I had this little exercise. It was kind of like, just to be at peace, but like go to a lake, go to a forest, go to somewhere in nature and create something from nothing. And stay in the flow and notice what happened. And like I noticed for me, like how much restriction I have to just create from nothing. Go in the forest, stay in that tension. You know, tell me what to do and I'll be able to do it. But just, I have no thoughts. Just go there, go with the flow. If I want to grab a stick and then like hit the tree or make a pile of rocks, or I'm free to do it. But because I got unlimited choices, I can't pick one. Or have no direction. And it came to realize that, you know,
Dude.
my life was always directed. You know, I have someone that tells me what to do. And someone else might be different, right? Someone else, like, you know, they're a person that take initiative and like, I wouldn't say control, but really, yeah, give direction to other people, like an entrepreneur, like the employees and stuff. So, but I know that where that tension is, where the restriction, limitation, that's where the growth is for me.
And most of us work to get away from it, to get out of it, to get far enough out of that tension, which is why we're dissatisfied with what we have. With where we are.
The tension is actually an opportunity for transition.
That's right. It's the energy that's needed to bring it into form. And one way, a way that we can listen, I just observed my way of listening, not saying it's the best way, but Pascal, as you were saying, you were hitting the tree with a rock or with a stick. You were in nature, you were building with rocks. I imagined myself doing it. That
I bring
meant I
the
was
childlike in you.
Yep, it did. It was a child that was doing it. But what it was I was in it with you.
Hmm.
I was gathering with you. I was gathering our energy into that. That's practicing. And in that, we can just allow whatever feelings will come up, right? So it's what it is a lesson on listening when we gather.
And that means listening to the energy.
And listening to the other person. So often our pattern, our habit is to listen to our head rather than what the other person is actually saying. So how I know I'm listening to what they are saying is I go on the journey with them.
And you're not thinking about what else you're going to say.
That's right.
You're just experiencing the energy of it.
Yep.
You're in the flow with them.
All I know is that it's different than how I would normally listen. There's so much more space there.
Yeah, it's almost like they're driving the boat and you're just in it with them.
Yes.
And then you're changing position, right? So, oh, let me drive for a little bit.
Serving, right? It's serving. Serving tennis. Now it's my serve. Oh, hit it back to me, Pascal.
Yeah.
We're gathering together. We're playing together with language. Our energies are playing. See, right at 6:58. Big insight.
Drawing
Our
out
energies.
we're drawing
are
out
playing.
each other's energy,
That's right.
each other's genius, basically.
That's it. Equally genius, yes, and. That's what to be aware of.
Yeah. No, I can't even articulate all the stuff that I've learned here. See the last 15, 20 minutes.
No, it's like 2 weeks of a course right here in 2 hours.
Yeah, but I know it. I know it, but I can't articulate it. It's so freaky. I don't want to articulate it right now.
It's absorbing.
Yeah.
It's fitting in. It's puzzles. It's pieces of the puzzle that are fitting in to where it needs to fit in.
Yeah. And it's like magic.
Right.
Hey, talking about energy, do you think we're born with the same energy as everyone else?
What do you mean?
That we have the same amount of energy, you say?
No.
I think energy is something you have.
Yeah.
Something you are.
Yeah. My first response, which is what another thing I've learned to pay attention to, right, is my first obvious without trying to make sense of it, but like what's first. And the beautiful thing of a question, it's a wonderful structure because it compels an answer. And so as I listened to your question, my answer was yes and no.
Yeah.
Oh, how could that be, right? It's like, how could that be? How could that be is what I asked.
Because they keep saying like energy cannot be created or destroyed.
Mhm.
So if the energy you have or you are, it just stays the same. So to me, it's just maybe the energy is not flowing,
Mhm.
so it's blocked somehow.
Yes, that's what I got. And what I got is like when you started to bring that into existence, it's blocked in past lives. It's blocked from the past. So like there's all the same amount. It's just if we've always been recreating, yeah, different forms of it, yeah, it means we've left some in other places. Doesn't mean that it's stuck there forever. That's the breakthrough.
Yeah, it's just diverted.
Mhm.
So there's a thing in electricity, electrical circuits called a resistor. And basically what that does, what a resistor does is it kind of forces the energy to move down a different pathway. You know, it only allows a limited amount to get through, and the rest of it that's coming has to go somewhere else. Which is very much like how we're perceiving resistance energetically, you know, and all this stuff we're talking about. So we attempt to create something new, and resistance shows up. You know, it's just like that. It's feedback. It lets us know there's something missing or something off or something in the way or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And I, for my language, for my awareness, resistance is a negative charge of tension. And the other side of resistance is flowing. So the positive side of tension is flowing. That's how I describe it. And so I think energy works the same way as that, as best I can tell.
Yeah, I will go with that for sure. It's like, say for example, exercise. The more you exercise, it feels like you have more energy, but I think you're unblocking. It flows better. The energy flows better.
And then it turns into momentum. And I would say everyone in their life would want more flowing energy.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yet we settle with being stuck.
Yeah, you can ask anybody on the street, would you like more energy? Do you feel tired?
Right.
You know, and I'd say 100% of people would like more.
Mm-hmm. And then you just feel into what is healthy. Is healthy stuck or is it flowing?
Energy is gathered and expended. That's why we eat, why we sleep. Why we spend time in the sunshine.
What did you say? Energy is what?
It's gathered,
Oh, it's gather. Okay.
gathered and expended. So eventually, if you don't eat, you're going to run out of energy.
That might be true for you. But some people hasn't eaten for I don't know how many years.
Haven't eaten?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they're getting their energy from some other source then.
Yeah, exactly. So eating is not just by food.
No.
And food is not just what we think as food.
Right. Broader term for that, nourishment. Everybody processes energy differently. Yeah, I'm just recovering from an automobile accident. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for stopping. Thanks for asking. Yeah.
Are you laying on the ground while you're stretching?
No, I was just bending over and twisting.
I got you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Couple days in a row, right? Someone's asking. It's like, all right, Craig, maybe you need to just start laying down, playing dead while you're walking.
Yeah. I'm in a town that's it's a 55 plus only community.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 55 plus only community. And so what's interesting is that was the posse. There's a volunteer police force here. Because there's no families, there's no school kids.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing like that in this neighborhood. So
Interesting.
So they care for one another. They care for one another, and they watch out. They look for.
Yeah, it's a kind of a peer support model.
Yeah.
Which is that's the new coaching model that's coming up for me.
Yep.
There's more of a peer community, support each other, you know, understand each other. Very tribal.
Without
very
hierarchy.
Equal. Yes.
Without hierarchy.
Exactly. There's no student, teacher, parent, child. There's none of that in it.
Coach, client. It's serving. We're both playing. Yep. We're serving.
We serve each other
together. That's right.
Yeah, we play together. Yep. Yeah, and just keep making the sandbox bigger.
Yep.
That's less doing, more being.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, you trust that that every need is met by with a genius of some kind. You know, the word need isn't the right word to use there, but you understand the concept, right? That
Yep.
somebody else has what you're missing.
That's right. Or not
Which-
seen, or unaware of, or
Right,
Yeah.
right,
blind to,
right.
and they bring the awareness for you to it.
Yeah, they usually have more time too.
Yeah. Yep, and more baggage. This
Yeah,
particular
more
case.
baggage.
And just in words, like as we spoke about this new coaching structure, right? It's like, oh, just coaching already has a built-in hierarchy to it.
Yes, yes.
It has a past built into it. So it's like, well, what's the new word? We don't know yet. And then try to market that, right? For some people, that would be cause anxiousness, frustration, fear,
Yeah.
forcing it. Or
Unless you've
sitting
never-
in or sit in the tension of it.
Unless you've never fit in anywhere.
Hmm.
And all of a sudden it's like home.
Mhm.
And it's the energy of it. The energy of it is not over under. It's more like combined. Combine and emanate. Combine and shine. There we go. Ooh, I like that one.
Mhm. Combine and shine.
Embarking on a new venture about that caters to neurodivergent people. These are the people that are multi-potentialites and conceptual abstract thinkers, and basically the outcasts of society. And the people that society just kind of naturally picks on and likes to blame for all the ills.
Yep.
And communicates, why can't you be?
Mhm.
Because they can't. So, you know, it's like people with autism and attention disorders. Obsessions and compulsions that might seem uncontrollable.
Why can't you just be normal?
Yeah, why can't you just be normal? Yeah. Truth is, nobody's normal.
Yep.
Yeah, what is normal?
Nobody knows what the hell normal is, but that's the
Well,
language.
only those that say they are normal know what normal is.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is very, yeah,
Condescending. Yes.
yes.
Arrogant. Yes. Ignorant.
Arrogant.
Yes.
Arrogant, ignorant, yes.
Limiting, contracting, taking away from, dissipating energy, losing. Yeah, that's what about all of it that covers it, I think.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to be that, come join us.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah, join the abnormal.
There you go.
Yeah.
Where
Join
you're
the club.
equal, where you're equal, seen as a treated and seen as a genius. Because we just say yes and.
Yeah.
We say yes and to I don't know. We say yes and to what's next.
And the only people that will ever understand a neurodivergent is another one.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, there's no way you can possibly imagine it.
And all energies work that way.
Or someone that live with someone like that. Right? So
such as a narcissist could only understand a narcissist.
Yeah.
A prover can only understand a prover. An overachiever can only relate to an overachiever. Gathering our energies together.
Yes.
So in that coaching model, we can only coach what we've broken through. And it's not coaching, it's demonstrating.
Experiencing with.
Mhm. Combine and shine.
Combine and shine.
Because you can only go as far as you've been, and that goes for everyone. That is why we come together. Because some people have gone farther than others. And that's why we serve, is because we don't know which one we are, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and some of us are a combination. Like there's a whole spectrum between total linear rational reasoning thinker and a completely abstract, abstract nonverbal. There's a whole spectrum there. It's kind of interesting how this is all coming together. Good morning. The leadership's right kind of straddles both ends of the spectrum. These are people that are already manifesting the powers of multi-dimensionality of the 5D. Already manifesting that and being that. Hey, how about that? It's a garbage truck. Or is it recycling? Well, it's recycling today.
Recycling?
Yep.
I do compost, not recycling. It really doesn't matter what I do.
No.
It really
It's mindless and productive. That's all that really
Exactly.
matters right now, isn't it?
Yeah. No kidding.
Productively mindless.
What's that again?
Productively mindless.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I like to practice mindlessness. Very productive space.
And people will say, how's that working out for you?
Very well, thank you.
And only those that have done it could understand how you could come to that.
Yeah, I was reminded of that through you, Pascal, a couple days ago. The power of mindlessness. And I realized that I've instinctively gone there many times in my life. Like cutting grass or doing snow removal or painting a house or a lot of different things like that I don't have to think when I'm doing. I just put it in neutral, put my whole being in neutral and just do that.
Losing yourself.
Yep.
And by losing yourself, you're losing your identity.
Losing the old one, yep. Losing the fake one. You know, it's part of being in that creative space all the time, practicing it all the time. Walking is like that for me also. Running used to be. Getting there. One of these days I'm gonna start picking up a stride here.
Start running again.
I gotta find a place to do it though. I live in a concrete jungle right now. That's a great place, especially if your bones are older. It's not a great place to be running on sidewalks or pavement. What I'd really like to do is find a place where I can run barefoot on grass or something like that. That would be awesome. It can be grounding and discharging at the same time. It's a lot easier on your muscles and everything.
On the beach.
Yep, beach works really good for me too. Yeah, you know, when I was at the 5-day in San Diego, I was on the beach every morning because I had my car there. In fact, I might have been at the beach probably there for about 10 days altogether, and I was on the beach probably 20 times. Maybe 25. That's what I miss the most about Oregon, actually.
Yeah, I like what you brought this morning, Jesse. Like focus. You know, this 15 minutes, let's talk about this. It was good to have some direction. Sometimes it's nice to free flow as well. but I enjoy this morning to kind of pinpoint but just a broad subject, right? So you said like, oh, okay, this 15 minutes, we're going to talk about health and vitality. You didn't say, oh, we're going to talk about nutrition, or we're going to talk about breathing or anything like that. It was still free choice of what we're going to talk about, but
Yeah, for the last 2 or 3 days, right at the beginning, this is before you joined, Pascal.
Yeah.
Jesse's asked me the same question. How are you doing, or how are you doing? And yeah, and then he just expanded on whatever response I gave him. So that's how we started.
Yeah.
We started every day. So yeah, it's kind of interesting
Yeah,
where that has gone.
What's present for you, right?
Yep.
And at the end of the call, it's not what you learn. Because to me, like what I learned, yeah, it is important, but what I learned about myself, that's even more important. Because if I didn't expand on myself, then it's like I didn't grow. So you hear that a lot, like, you know, like my parents were like, oh, what did you learn at school? Who cares what I learned in school? What did I learn about myself?
Yeah. Well, if it's that nutty thing about school. It's all about jamming information in.
Yeah.
And everything you jam in just obscures the truth of who you are. It just gets more and more diluted. By everything else that's considered more important.
Yeah, when we're talking about energy, it just fascinates me, like, too, because I was talking to a friend of mine, and then I was like, do you believe that you sign up for this disease? Like, do you think like you wanted this challenge in your life? And he was like, yeah, I think so. And doctor says like, yeah, like we never seen it anybody to reverse this. And I'm like, oh, well, if you create it or like you sign up for it, that means you're able to reverse it.
Of course.
But it's funny to me because they say, well, it's a genetic disease. It's one of the really rare ones.
Yeah.
And I think they're saying that because
So what difference does
You
that
know?
make?
no, exactly. It has nothing to do with it. But
You can control your genetics too. You can control your DNA as well. Your own.
it's just I think I opened something in him by saying like it's possible. Right? It's not because like nobody's done it that you can't do it. And if you sign up for it, you know, if you call it God or universe, whatever, if you give yourself this challenge, that means you're able to, to resolve it, to transform it. I think it's a better word.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's all energetic. Okay.
Yeah.
In the same way that somebody was the first to run a 4-minute mile, he may have been the first to reverse that particular energy. So he's done something that the whole collective, that all of humanity benefits from.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people are saying like, well, I'm doomed, And I was like that too, right? Like with my kidney, but I'm like, what?
I'm doomed?
Yeah, like there's nothing I can do, right? Like,
Right.
I'm stuck with this, right?
It's only true if you believe it.
Well, that's the thing, but like if I sign up for it, that means, that I'm capable of reverse it, right? Like
Yes.
it's,
Yes.
otherwise I wouldn't put like a challenge too big that I feel like I'm not able to go after or like to. It's just.
Hmm.
And it's to find like, what are my restrictions? And then maybe the fear of trying to create something out of nothing will unblock it. You don't know, right? Like you said, like this morning, like you're like, well, I felt something in my lower back. It's not like, we were giving you a massage. Or you didn't go to Caro and fix your back. But it's almost like all the restriction, all the fear that we have of doing things or like of even being. because it's all energy, right?
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing. It's about taking on challenges and resolving these challenges with what we have, with what we already have, instead of looking outside ourselves for a resolution. We resolve them with what we have, with what we already have.
Yeah, we're already complete, we're already abundant, we're already everything, you know.
Well, and we already have the resolution to whatever challenge we decide to engage in. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's a matter of remembering.
Yeah.
Because if we're already whole, we're already complete. And now we put this challenge on us just to see if we're able to remember how to do it. You know, there's a lot of questions in my head.
But it's not about how to do it. It's about how to play with the energy of it, the energy in it. It's about mastering the energy in it.
How to transform it.
Yeah, how to reform energy in it.
Reshape.
Yeah, reshape. Because energy, like you said earlier, energy is conserved, and there's no more or no less. So it's all about changing its form. Changing the form of the energy. That's why I like playing with potential energy, because it can take on any form I want. Because its potential is infinite. So it all comes down to what I want it to be. What do I want it to be?
And the old name that we say we create, if we think it's all energy, so we don't create anything. You know, because energy is not created or destroyed.
Right.
So we're, I guess, reshape, transform,
Transform. That's a good word. Hmm. Yeah. Transform energy. Yeah.
Bringing magic to our life.
Yeah. Yeah. The alchemist transforms energy at will. Transforms energy at will. Wow. Oh. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. The alchemist, the wizard, the magician transforms energy at will. Oh, wow. Oh, I gotta practice that.
And how do you practice that?
I wonder how I could. Because I already know. Holy crap, that's a big one.
So if you already know, so you just remember.
That's all energetic too. That's your muscle testing memory that I'm talking about. That's, yeah. And it's more about coming into awareness than remembering per se. And it's not specific. Memory's not specific. They're impulsive. They're spontaneous. They're rich. Oh. Now I really know this is big because my mind kind of wandered off somewhere else. So,
Mm,
yeah, isn't that interesting?
it's almost like it cannot be that.
Yeah.
Kind of your ego mind, right? Like, I
Yeah.
found the truth. No. You didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't,
Yeah,
Greg.
it can't be. Yeah, it can't
It
be.
can't be. No.
That can't be true.
You know, like you're not that.
Exactly.
Come on, Craig. You know, listen to me. Listen to me. You're not focusing. You're not focusing on me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Stop.
I'm threatened. Stop threatening me.
Yeah, stop wasting your time. You know, you're
Yeah.
wasting your time by going in the heart. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm here. You know, we got things to do today.
Oh wow. You know what's interesting about that is a suggestion came up a few days ago about exactly that. Is about the primary reason that I'm here on the planet right now is to, what did they say? It was to master energy. And this realization today is that I already have the capability to do so. Already have the capability. You know,
Yeah,
all I got to do is start playing with it.
Yeah, I believe everybody has it.
Yeah,
I
do too.
You might be just a conduit of remembering, or just like sparking people.
I might get to be the first one to break the 4-minute mile again.
Yeah.
You know, that's happened many times for me. In the first run, been the front runner. That's why the desires of my heart are so damn important.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's transforming energy at will. You're transforming energy at will, and it's very important that your will be compassionate. Oh boy. Wow. Oh, I just got so many insights coming through right now. Wow. Wow. Again, I just want to make sure I don't collapse it. Just let it keep expanding and growing and wow. A wizard can transform energy at will. Stop working with the physical and start playing with the energy. Yeah, play with it. You know, in the physics laws, energy is described in the context of doing work. Like all the energy theories about doing work, about using fuel energy to propel a vehicle forward. That's a form of work. But this is something on a totally different plane. This is about playing. It's not about work, it's about play. Which kind of infers that innocence is a key. Innocence is a key to learning to transform energy.
Say that again.
I said innocence is a key
Innocence.
because it's play. Innocence and play. Innocence
Yeah.
is a state of play. So innocence is a key to transforming energy at will. You play you play with the energy. You play with the energy and it transforms. It morphs. The energy morphs into something else. Into another form. Morphs into another form. Yeah, I'm seeing little kids bending spoons,
Mm.
you know, and a picture of a wizard. This is, or Merlin or somebody juggling balls of light. And directing these balls of light. Oh wow. Yeah, and it's not thinking that does that. Something else. It's a higher. Yeah. No, it's not thought.
Yeah, it's a higher plane, right?
Yeah, it's a higher form of thought. It's a non-rational form of thought. So here we go. So transform. Yeah, transforming thought. That's another. A thought is an energy that can be transformed also at will. Oh wow. Oh, wow, I'm really enjoying this, you guys.
Mm.
Oh man. There's a proverb that says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Wow, it's all coming back to me.
a muscle memory.
Yep, through muscle memory. Because I know I was a priestess and a sorceress and a druid in previous lives, and in this life I'm a priest. Oh, wow. And that's all coming back to me. And I've lived through a drowning. Well, maybe no, at that time, no, I didn't live through it. I didn't live through a drowning. I didn't live through but I've lived drowning, a drowning to death, and been burnt at the stake to the death as well. But now, I've lived through helplessness to death in this life. But in this case, I survived it. I survived a crucifixion in this life. And now I know there's no danger. There's no danger in being the priest, and being the wizard that I am. There's no danger. I've lived through the danger, and I'm still here. The wizard is still here. The priest is still here. That's who I am.
Yeah, you can express yourself freely finally, right?
Yeah. The wizard transforms energy at will. That's me. That's who I am. Oh, wow. Oh. This is the transformation energy of my natal moon and planet Mars coming to light in conjunction with today's sun. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And the new moon that's happening later today, I think it's later today. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
That's amazing you were able to discover this today.
Well, no, not when I consider my chart. It's like the moon itself and my natal moon and the new moon and the sun and my natal Mars are all conjunct with each other today. So it's no big surprise when you consider that.
Right.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because that's a huge concentration of energy right there, and energy of meaning. Really. That's a convergence, an energy convergence. For this particular year and month. Wow, and I was just curious about it and it showed up. Wow. Yeah, a transformation. Energy, a change of form, a transition of form of energy. Kind of wondered why I've been feeling weird the last few days.
Feeling weird?
Yep, feeling weird. Like brand new sensations in my body that I've never felt before. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and they're not emotional, which is another real they're not emotional, which is another big realization, is it's not emotional energy.
Yeah, it's more like a knowing energy.
Yeah. It shows up. Yeah, it manifests partly as a knowing. Yeah. And you notice those declarations of who I am that came out. Yeah. That was the energy speaking. It wasn't me. It was the energy speaking. And I've been preparing over the last number of months for this manifestation of energy, and now it's here. Now I'm right in the middle of the experience of it. You know, and even that is, even the realization of that is magical.
Yeah, I'm very happy for you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The other thing about this is your super conscious runs the show. Consciously or unconsciously. At least that's been true for me. And now my super conscious is becoming more and more conscious to more. I become more and more aware of it. Becoming more and more aware of that part of me, and that's where the at will part comes in. The thing is, you can't. You can't actually orchestrate your energy until you're aware of it and aware of your ability to do so. So the transition that's happening is my super conscious was in control, but I was unaware of it. And my super conscious is still in control, but now I get to be aware of it, and I get to actually apply the desires of my heart to it, to my super conscious. I get to do that. I get to exercise my will in full awareness. I get to exercise my heart. I get to express my heart in full awareness of that.
It is your superpower.
In integrity and in congruence. Yeah, it's all congruent. It's all congruent now. My heart's desire and my super conscious and the heart's desire of God and my will are coming into sync with each other, are coming into congruence. We're singing the same song. Oh, wow. So I get to serve, I get to manifest in whatever way the spirit moves me. Oh, wow. Wow. I wonder how my heart could serve today. Oh. Oh my goodness. Wow, is this ever freaky?
Hmm?
I said, wow, is this ever freaky?
Yeah. Did you get an answer?
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Just highest service I can be today is just allowing it all to integrate.
It's about what?
It's just allowing it all to integrate.
Yeah.
You know, just bask in the energy of it and allow it to do its thing. Very transformative energy because there's two moon aspects that are part of it. Mercury just went direct days ago, and Jupiter entered Taurus yesterday. That's another one. Pluto's still in Aquarius. It's in retrograde now, I think. Moving back out. It's like, oh my.
And what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Yeah.
Those things I just said?
Yeah.
I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I know it's all significant. So here's what I'm hearing as far as integrating it all. It's about playing with the energy. Like intentionally playing with all those energies. That's my day today. Play with the energies.
Sounds like a pretty good day to me.
Yeah, it does to me too.
Is Jesse still with us?
Yep.
Yeah.
I sure am. Been listening. Yeah, been listening, doing my work. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was like, oh, when I asked the question, the answer appeared, not immediately, and not forever.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the right time.
Yeah.
Patience. Patience is a tension. Tension. Patience is part of tension. I don't know is part of tension, part of creative tension. Problem solving is a tension. They're all structures. Only structures have tensions. And when we do that, we leave the creation early. We prematurely get out of it, which is why it doesn't create. It doesn't happen. And then we got to go back into it and get out of it. Oh, go back into it, get out of it. And it's like, oh no, that's a pattern. That's a problem solving pattern that doesn't work. That's an avoiding pattern that won't work. It'll just keep giving you the same feedback.
When you do what?
When you step out of the tension, when you avoid the uncomfortable tension, which shows up in, oh, I want it faster, right? Or I'm uncomfortable with this, or I want it to go a different way. I expect it to go a different way. All sorts of versions of stepping out of that creative tension. Another way of stepping out of the question and waiting for the answer, stepping out of that time, out of that space.
Yeah, I think I feel that feeling of completion for today. I think I've got a lot to work with.
I certainly do.
I don't think I can add much more right now.
Good. See, that's a great awareness.
Yeah, it is.
Most of us, we want to hold on to what's there and rather than letting it go.
Yeah.
As if the amount of time matters.
Hmm.
That's funny because I'm not done with mine yet.
No, we're not.
I'm just getting started.
That's it, right?
But it's like, but I think I have enough for now. You know what that makes? If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
And then knowing that it's all in that direction, right? In the direction of our peace, passion, power, purpose, a life we love, our powerful creator, true nature and purpose, health and vitality, it's never over.
Right.
It's the journey. So creating what we love, who we are, powerfully and passionately. Thank you for gathering, breaking through, and now we can scatter.
I just realized there's a difference between being energized and being empowered. Because I'm really energized right now, but I'm not necessarily empowered by it.
Ooh, another mystery to unravel.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And then it's like, oh, what space do I find? What is the most effective space is always one of curiosity.
Yeah, totally.
How curious are you when you're anxious? How curious are you when you're stressed? How curious are you when you're frustrated, when you're angry, when you're sad, when you're grieving?
It's about the last thing you are.
And you can always choose to be curious, just like all the other emotions. But play only happens with curiosity. Innocence only happens through curiosity. So all magic and miracles and transformations and wonder and joy in life happen through curiosity. What a great creation.
Yeah. You're such a sage. Love you, Jessica.
Yeah, we all are. Yeah, we all are. Yeah.
You just
Love you
have a
too,
different flavor.
Just a different flavor.
I love that quirk that shows up in your voice when you've delivered something that's just like knocks it out of the park. I just love it.
I guess that's my rhythm.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I really enjoy creating with you guys.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And
Something new
big,
every time.
That's right. Something big just around the corner. I wonder what that could be.
Yeah. Well, we got to experience part of that today.
Transform without expectation.
We became aware of today was big, very big.
Oh.
For us, but for a lot of people on the planet.
Observing, becoming aware of those intentions, yeah, the creations, the thoughts, the feelings, and how that plays into our lives.
We broke through a barrier like a 4-minute mile today. The 3 of us did.
Yeah. Well, guys, have a wonderful day, and we'll meet again.
Yeah, you too.
Okay,
Take care,
good luck,
guys.
everybody.
Thank you. Bye,
Yeah, you
guys.
too. Bye-bye.